Sometimes we ask the question, why did my OB fail? Okay, and I got this question from a particular trader, and I have this to say. In this particular video, we are going to look at the possible reasons why this OB actually failed. Okay, now we are on the 1 hour time frame. That is where the OB was actually derived, and we're supposed to be going down. We're supposed to have price come down like this from the OB, but you can see that it actually failed. So what could be responsible for that? That's the question. Okay, first of all, there are several reasons why your OB, your order block, or your supply and demand zone can fail. For instance, if you are trading in the wrong direction, you might not expect your order block to hold. For instance, if the market is actually bullish and you are trying to trade a bearish OB, you can easily be stopped out. So that is the case of this scenario. I think it happened to be the number one reason why this particular OB failed. We may have several reasons why some OBs or other blocks do fail. For instance, if your order block is not in the premium or the discount zone, it might also be very risky to rely on it. Okay, then apart from that, if and the question also goes, how do you know that an OB is going to hold, or probably price is going to react from it or reverse full scale from it? And so far I have seen the usefulness of inducement that is close, liquidity that is induced close to the OB gives a lot of credence to an OB, pushing price or not. Okay, it's very important for us to know that. So in this scenario, we have this. The first thing you need to know, what is the higher time frame message telling us? What is the higher time frame direction basically? So the first thing I did was to look at, okay, let me go to the higher time frame, like the daily, and I discovered that the daily was bullish because we have, first of all, this bullish break of structure here. Okay, and most likely we have this daily range, and so price was actually trading in this range. We have this pullback, low high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and there's a possibility that the market can do what? Can actually continue upward from here. So that was what I saw, and I think that could be a very strong reason why this particular OB failed to hold. And if you look at this carefully, you can also see it here on the daily. This is the OB we're talking about now. On the daily, why did this OB actually fail? Because the OB is in most likely in the wrong direction. We are trading the OB in the wrong direction, and you can see that price most likely is reacting from this particular OB. If you go to the 6 hours time frame, let's see what we have on the 6 hours time frame. You can see that possibly we have an OB here on the 6 hour time frame, and price could just be reacting from there to take price higher. So as you can already see, this block, this supply zone has been violated, and so it kind of demand stroke supply flip. But we are still looking at this, we are still looking at zones like this, to see if the market is going to reverse or not. But predominantly we are looking at zones like this also, but predominantly, like I said, we are in an uptrend in the daily with this bullish break of structure. So it is best for you, it is very unsafe for you to consider this bearish block to be holding, except you want to look at confirmation entry to see whether you're going to have the opportunity to trade from here, maybe trade a reaction from here. Okay, so that could be the reason why this OB on the 1 hour time frame never held. Okay, all right, because you are acting against the direction of the higher time frame. If we go back again, we see that initially the intention of this downtrend is probably to get to the discount zone of this range, and if price is already reacting from the discount zone, then all this OB would best be described as liquidity. Price want to target them, they could just be weak highs for price to target in going up. So that should be what we should keep in mind as well. Now if you look at this carefully, if you go back to the 1 hour time frame, just go to the 1 hour time frame, and there could still be opportunities, even though, just to tell you the power of this particular OB. Okay, just to tell you the power of this particular OB, you can still look to trade the reaction. For instance, if we go to the 5 minutes time frame, I don't want to make this video too long. We go to the 5 minutes time frame. What do we see here? We go to the 5 minutes time frame. You can see actually we have this demand zone that is here. Clear liquidity, break structure to the upside is a clear demand zone on the 5 minutes time frame. Let's try to view it. You see what I'm saying? It's a clear demand zone on the 5 minutes time frame. Okay, and we also have liquidity inducement going into this 1 hour POI. Okay, point of interest. So what did we notice? You can see this very beautiful change of character after price tap into this 1 hour point of interest, break structure to the downside, and we can see also this liquidity inducement, very clear, very clean liquidity inducement, never got to the PO point of interest, and equally to this high was a weak high because it never broke structure. Look at this, it never broke structure. Okay, so it was a weak high. So the best way you could have entered is just to target this high as your entry, put your stop loss above this other block, and it's going to give you a very nice trade. And what's going to be your target? This is actually a liquidity inducement to this POI, so you could be suspecting that price can get here, at least before going up higher, so you can use it as your target. And you can see you have 6.18, approximately 6. I hope that is clear. Now one thing I also like you to understand is not just because you have a very clean OB, you must expect price to come and tap into the OB. Price could just enough tap clear the liquidity existing in this inducement and take off. So take note of that. Price must not come and tap into your OB. Always try to be very safe. It depends on your strategy if you want, but most times you can see this happening. Even at that, price never tapped into this OB before coming down. So if you're waiting for price to tap into this OB, you would have missed the opportunity. Okay, and what did we notice here? And a great opportunity for us to buy as well. You can see our price tap into this 5 minutes demand zone and took off. This is where we have this violation. Okay, this is where we have this violation. And you can see also I'm expecting price to come down, tap into this OB, react from this OB, and let's see if we are going to be able to take price higher. Okay, going back to the daily, if we can take price higher, that's what I'll be looking at. Okay, yeah, okay, from here if possible we can take price higher to clear this high if possible. Well, we shall be looking at this. This is a very good liquidity zone, so I'm also very much expecting price to also come here if possible. It's a nice buy side liquidity, as you can see. Okay, that's a nice buy side liquidity. So I'm looking at this particular OB. Okay, I'm actually looking at a particular OB. I'm looking at a particular OB. If you go to the 1 hour, you can also see how clean the OB might be. Okay, this particular OB I've selected in the 1 hour. It has never been mitigated, and this could just be an inducement to this point of interest. So that's the reason why I think this OB actually paid. But nevertheless, if you have looked very deeply or closely, you could have also taken some nice trade here. It's easy to describe these things in hindsight, but just to present the fact to you. So once again, I hope that this video has given you one or two I don't know if you have gotten one or two values from this video, but if you do, kindly like and subscribe. Thank you.